Hey, Ian. How are you? Hopefully you're still here. It says you're here. Yeah, there's a bunch of people. Hello, good morning or afternoon. It's lunchtime where I am. If I seem like I'm a little bit out of breath, there's a reason for that. I'll explain it in just a minute. I need to go grab my tea. Hang on 1 second. Oh, all right, got my tea, green tea. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Ian. Went to the gym this morning, and then I found out I had an unexpected meeting today. Right as soon as we finish with this broadcast, I need to leave. So I was furiously trying to get some more cleaning and purging done in this room when I couldn't find stuff, and I found the gesso that I thought I didn't have. I realized I'm not done purging in my art room. So I was furiously running around trying to purge things, and I got almost empty bottles of stuff. They're just going in the trash. I'm not that broke. I don't need to save like, a penny size little bit of glue. It can just go in the trash. So it did. So I'm out of breath because I was running around trying to put things away and put things out in the front room so I can take them to my car and purge them at the thrift shop on my way out of town. Anyway, okay. And I've got a full face of makeup on because I've got a business meeting afterwards. Anyway, it's going to be a busy day. But we're going to take a little paint break. Before we get started, we are going to get out our art guard. And we are going to put some art guard on our hands. Now, I have updated my iPad to Windows 10. And I don't know, I'm getting used to it. I'm going to put it on, turn off the auto lock. I think that would be the wisest decision. Okay. So it's, most of the time the changes they do to the iOS software is just, a little change. You don't notice anything. This time it's a big change. So anyway, all right, art guard. We're going to protect our hands from any hazardous chemicals or pigments that might be in the paints or supplies we're using today. And although I think we're using the Americana paints today, which are a non-toxic craft paint, I think for the most part, I believe they're all non-toxic. It's a good habit to get into using it every day anyway, regardless. Whether you're melting CDs or you're playing with paints, if you're in your art room, you should have invisible glove on or art guard or something. And I guess that was commented about in my melted CDs video. And I will tell you, I had art guard on and I was very careful. So anyway, you have to be really careful with stuff. All right. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at our iPads. If you're on an iPad or a smart device, click on the display, click on the 3 dots, click on quality, click on the highest one you can get, and that will give you the best resolution. All right. Hey, Frankie. Hey, Heather. Jana. Sister Ella. Art Guard is by Winsor & Newton, and it's a barrier cream like Invisible Glove. And there's a lot of different brands of barrier cream. Some of them, like Invisible Glove, you used to be able to find at like the drugstore. I don't know if you still can, but you can get these in a lot of different places. Most of your fine art supply stores are going to have some kind of barrier cream. And it's always a good idea to put some in your art room somewhere right in front of you so that you remember every day before you sit down to start working with any of your products, just put on some barrier cream. Even if you're using pen and ink or watercolor, I would still put this on. Some of the pigments they use to make paints and colors are toxic. So it's a good idea to put this on. I'm not sure. I got mine at Dick Blick, to be really honest with you. I'm not sure. What I've found with Hobby Lobby is if you go to their website and they have Art Guard on their website, they probably have it in the store. So I would do that and I would check. Gloves in a bottle works. Yeah, if you guys have a brand that you have found near where you are, like I know Beth is in Canada, that is an invisible glove or barrier cream type product that's been easy for you to find and inexpensive, let's post it in the thread right now. This is something that we're going to be doing at the beginning of every live broadcast, whether we're doing acrylic painting or watercolor Wednesday. It's always a good idea to use this. And mine tends to get gunky, not because it's getting moldy, because I get, you know, I start painting and forget to put it on, to be honest. So then the next thing I know, it's got, you know, blobs of stuff in it and it looks gross. So I take a baby wipe and I just do this. I clean off the top of my barrier cream. I'm not worried about being wasteful because this little jar of barrier cream is going to last me a long time. You don't need very much. So I do that every time I see that it's getting gross inside. All right, so gloves in a bottle. I know there's one called Invisible Glove, and you used to be able to find it at Walgreens here in the United States. And I don't know if they still have it or not. It's been a long time since I've been in a Walgreens. All righty, let's get started, shall we? Those of you who just joined me, hey, Amy, I was furiously trying to get some purging and cleaning done right before we went live, because as soon as we're done, I've got to run out of the house to a business meeting. So, It has to do with the completion of the secret project, and hopefully announcements for that will be coming out very shortly, along with the announcements of the new design team members. So anyway, a lot of stuff going on. So we are going to do something inspired by my friend and fellow artist extraordinaire. I love her style, Donna Mulholland. If you don't know who she is, I linked her website in the description below this broadcast, so you can go over there and look her up. She has a fabulous, fun, free, abstract style that I just love, and I've kind of been wanting to try it for a while, so I thought this morning would be a good opportunity. And I have this little square canvas that I originally painted in 2012 that never sold, so we're gonna paint over it. Oh yeah, Amy. So let's post the different ones that we know that we've come across in the conversation thread, and then people can look them up based on where they live. So I'm going to pick some fun colors. I really want to do a fun, happy abstract. So I'm going to pick some fun colors that speak to me today, and I'll tell you about my adventures with working with products that are toxic. So way back when, like a million years ago, I was a licensed dispensing optician, state and nationally licensed. And during my training process, I was never told that some of the chemicals I was working with were toxic, ever. Come to find out after some health concerns that some of them were not only toxic, they were carcinogens. We didn't wear gloves, we didn't wear any kind of barrier cream or anything, and I was working with dyes and you know, manufacturing eyeglasses and adjusting glasses for customers, and constantly poking myself with dirty screwdrivers and all of that sort of thing. So I learned a big lesson from that, and that is to always take precautions, and paint is no exception. And although these are craft paints, and I'm pretty sure that they're all non-toxic, it's just a good habit to get into to just always use a barrier cream. I don't like gloves, so barrier creams work for me. All right, so I've got some fun colors here that I think I'm going to like working with. I might want to add a green, but we'll see. I'm going to use some pink. I've got DecoArt Americana colors, and this is carousel pink. Yeah, your DIY shops may have no, they didn't tell me until honestly, and you know, I'm a pretty open person. I share with everybody. I don't have too many things I keep away from you guys, but I had a number of miscarriages, and after I lost my third baby, it was discovered that it might have at least been in part due to the chemicals I was being exposed to. And it's funny that as soon as I got, I should say third baby. As soon as I stopped doing that job, I got pregnant with my daughter. So I don't believe in coincidence. So All right, so I'm going to put all my colors out here on my plate. And doesn't that already look just so happy? I'm going to kind of put them in order of colors that will blend well together. I do have Paynes gray because you want to have a pop of something dark with all these bright colors. And I'm going to use white, which I think I need more of because I think I'm almost out. Oh no, I've got another one. This is whitewash. Right? It's a very springtime Easterish palette. You know, it's California. It's hotter than blazes again here. So, you know, it doesn't feel like fall. That's all I can say. So especially painting Donna's way, if you look at her paintings, she's got obvious like fingerprints and stuff in them, right? So that's another reason to put barrier cream on. And I'm actually going to take my bracelet off and my thumb ring because I do have a meeting later and I don't want paint all over everything. It's best to not be completely paint covered. I'm going to start with the turquoise color. Right? That's what we thought. That was a long time ago. That's all I can say about that. That was, I don't know. These days, I don't think you could get away with it these days. So doing these kind of fun abstracts, this is not about painting anything that looks like anything. This is about just having fun with the marks and putting down colors until you get something you like. Now, I may want to leave some of the old painting showing. I don't know yet. Oh, thank you. It was a long time ago. It's not really something you ever get over, but it was a long time ago. Already, that looks fun. Doesn't that already look fun? This is one of the brushes I'm going to have to glue soon. I think I left it in the water too long. So I am just making marks while I'm talking, and I'm barely paying attention to what I'm doing. What I am doing, though, is I am making sure that all of these colors I'm putting on here right now blend well together. So none of them are going to make brown, which I don't want. I don't want any brown on here, at least not right now. And I probably won't do this any justice because there's just nobody like Donna Mulholland. She does a fabulous job. And I have a cough drop in my mouth because I've also been wheezy and gross. I didn't figure you guys wanted to hear me coughing through the whole broadcast. Oh, I'm glad, Lisa. I'm glad I'm coming to somebody because I think I make myself more anxious. I get myself all wound up. Ask one of my admins or friends online like Cindy Utter. She's a good friend of mine. I get myself all wound up. All right, I'm gonna get out the heat tool. I'm gonna dry this a little bit. Now, generally speaking, I would come in and I would put this layer of paint and then I would just set it aside and let it dry and you know, do something else while it was drying. We're live, so we can't really do that. I'm gonna get in here with some yellow. Yeah, who else is excited that Claudia's starting back up with putting videos on YouTube? Me. I think that's great that she's finally putting some videos up. You notice I'm using my hands. I am just using my fingertips, one of my favorite painting tools. Again, though, that's why we use the art guard, right? Because we're going to get messy. Claudia Rossi, the artist behind Crazy Island Studios. So this is a really small, thin liner brush. It's a Simply Simmons liner brush. I don't know what size it is because the handle's covered in paint. And I'm going to put a few painty doodles. Again, I'm not thinking. If you're thinking and analyzing what you're doing too much, stop and go do something else. I'm also holding my hand up under the wrist so I don't accidentally stick my hand in wet paint. Now, again, normally I would let this dry and then I would come in with like a paint marker. We don't have time for that. We haven't even unpacked your art stuff yet. Well, I always, you know, whether I'm, you know, just going somewhere for the night or, you know, someday when I move, and I am planning on moving out of this house at some point, I'll have at least my travel art bag with me. So I'll never be completely art supply-less. Okay, I like that. Let's get back in here with the turquoise. Now the turquoise is going to mix with the yellow and we'll get green, but we're okay with that. The purple is pretty much dry. But if you get brown on your canvas and you don't want it on there, just wait and let it dry and then paint over it. No problem. I am loving it. Yeah, a travel art bag is really handy to have, and I just keep mine packed all the time. So, you know, if we have a last minute thing and we end up, you know, I don't know, going out of town or, you know, something comes up, I can just take it with me. And that's especially handy if, you know, you're like me and you have anxiety disorder and you don't handle stressful situations well, and emergency situations well necessarily all the time, then it's good to have something like that just packed so that, you know, at the last minute on the go, you can just bring it with you. I got this little scraper thing in some Happy Mail recently. Let's break it out. Isn't it cute? It's by, before somebody asks me, Artsy. It's supposed to be a paste applicator. It was 99 cents at Tuesday morning. Somebody gifted it to me, though, in Happy Mail recently. Is everybody else's live feed frozen? Oh, there we go. My feed froze on me. If it happens to you guys, you're not the only ones. Okay, mine wasn't working. I don't know why, it just wasn't working. There's something about the center field of purple that I'm liking, at least for the minute. This is one of DecoArt's little, what do they call them? Little pouncer tools. What is it? Yeah, it's called a pouncer. They're double-ended. They're really fabulous. And look at this, I'm almost out of turquoise. Why am I not surprised to be out of turquoise? Oh, good, Lisa, I'm glad. Oh, Caged Fish, hello. We're just playing with abstract today. It might turn out like poop, but we're just having fun making marks, trying to remember to keep some sort of a balance of color. I'm not necessarily looking to create a shape here. I might end up doing that. I'm kind of seeing a shape that wants to come out. Like that. I'm not that great at abstract, but you know, sometimes it's fun to just play with your supplies and not, you know, not worry about it too much. Lost track of my brushes. My dog does that. He snores. Oh my God, our dog is so loud. Well, mine's not barking, which surprises me. His run is right outside my studio window, and usually when he hears me, you know, broadcasting, I think he knows I'm online, I'm live online, and he starts barking, but he's being quiet today. This kind of down here kind of looks like poop a little bit, so remember what I said about acrylic paint. You can let it dry, or you can just wipe it back. And I love that now you can see some of the original painting showing through right there. And I like the movement that's coming out now. Sometimes when I'm not, you know, doing this, I usually have somebody playing in the background that I'm listening to more than watching. But generally, yeah. Or music. Sometimes I just have music in the background. I turn up Pandora really loudly, and then I just listen to music and paint and create what I'm feeling listening to the music. Although lately I haven't done a lot of that because I've been working on my secret project. So, you know, it's been hit or miss with me. Aw, hello, Poppy. Hey, Petka, hello, how are you? Welcome this morning. We're just playing with abstract this morning, and I don't really know what I'm doing, so, you know. Usually I have a focal point, an image, you know, something I'm working towards. Today, that's not the case. I was inspired to play with abstract, though. I keep seeing Donna Mulholland's pieces show up on her Facebook feed, and they're so beautiful. And I can't, you know, do it justice the way she does, but go and show her some love, and you know, check her out if you want some great inspiration for doing abstract painting. She's fabulous. Hi, Patricia. So I'm going to grab some white and yellow at the same time. Above all, you should be making art and doing something creative that makes you happy. Don't listen to anybody else. And even if you think, well, I've never done abstract, I'm probably not great at it, but let me try anyway. Just try anyway. What's it going to hurt? Give it a shot. Oh, thank you, Julia, and welcome. Yeah, Amy, I was running around. That's why I was very short of breath when I first went on. I was running around trying to get stuff done because I have a business meeting, like literally as soon as we're done here, I've got to wash my hands and then leave the house. So I've got to be to the other side of town shortly after. Okay, see, I don't like that. I put that over there. We don't like that. So we're going to just wipe it off and then keep going and going and going and going. So one of the things too that I do when I'm doing paintings like this is I don't mix my colors necessarily all the way. When I'm mixing them, like I just put some white in that purple, and then you get, you know, a couple different tones on the paintbrush, and I like that. One of my first classes I took online was with Flora Bowley, and oh my gosh, if you don't know who she is, where have you been? And go take a class with her because she's fabulous. She really is just fabulous. Donna Mulholland is teaching in Lifebook next year, and if you guys haven't taken a Lifebook class yet, and or you're so inspired to take 2017, or you're kind of on the fence thinking about it, Donna Mulholland is a fabulous teacher. Just FYI. And artist. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it'll be fine. I will be cluing you guys in about the secret project, what exactly it is for those of you who haven't, you know, aren't sure, aren't in the know. Some of you might have guessed, or if you're on my MailChimp list, I actually said one day what it was, but shh, keep it quiet. I'm going to announce the design team members first, and then I will be announcing the secret project and what it is and all of that stuff, and release dates and all of that. And I am working on designs for 2017 for the stamp line. So those are in process. And I use the design team members, new ones and old ones, as sort of a sounding board. Lifebook is a year-long art journaling course. It's given by Tamara Laporte. She's the owner, and you can find information on it about it on her website, Willowing, which is Willowing. I don't think it's willowing.com. I think it's something else. But if you just type in Lifebook 2017, it should pop up in your Google search. There probably is a link over in my Facebook group. So what I'm doing is just trying to make sure that there's a balance of color on the painting and the kind of abstract shapes I have going on here, that not everything's dark, that we have pops of light, and that I don't just have like yellow in the middle, the yellow is balanced, but that there's some kind of flow and movement with the painting. Yeah, see, who doesn't love Lifebook? I mean, Lifebook is just fab. It's my word today. I don't know where it came from. I don't know how come it's in my brain. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but I've got some of that purple and white on my brush along with the turquoise, and it's all coming out together. I kind of like that, so we're gonna just go with it. We're getting this like swirly pattern on here. I don't know where that's coming from, but I love the way it's coming out. We do need like a pop of like dark, I think, in a minute. This, of course, is my favorite brush, which is a filbert, and this is by Snap, and it's a number 8, which is, I think, a Princeton brand. Snap, I think, is made by Princeton. I've taken Lifebook for a few years in a row now. I really am enjoying Wonderlust. The few that I've done this year, I've been trying to make sure I download it because I'm woefully behind in both Lifebook and Wonderlust. I am going to cut back next year and only take one of them instead of both. I haven't yet completely decided which one, although I think it may be. There's anything wrong with Lifebook. Just because I can't do it all. I just can't. And downloading the classes and then never watching them is just not helpful. That doesn't serve any purpose. And I already have stuff like that on my computer, so I don't need to. It's a good word. I agree. I like the word. Obviously, because I've been using it today. I don't know where it came from exactly in my vocabulary, but today. Okay, we're going to go back to the little tiny brush. I'm breaking up again. So this is the liner brush. I don't think it's anything on my end if the feed is breaking up, because I am, I don't have anything else on my, I have plenty of bandwidth. And checking the desktop behind me, it looks all right. So I don't know though, you know, yesterday we, lots of group owners had a problem pinning posts to the top of their group pages. Facebook had a big glitch, and I don't know if it's still going on or not, but it was a big deal. I gotta tell you guys, I kind of like where this is going. I didn't think that would happen. The Paynes gray makes it pop. You could use black, of course. I like Paynes gray because I just think it's more interesting. I forgot how much fun abstract pieces are. I missed Carla. Hi, Carla. I think I missed you coming on board. we're just playing with abstract here. And my palette consists of, thank you, deep, these are all Americana craft paints. These are nothing special. Deep turquoise, whitewash, Paynes gray, purple pizzaz, what is this one? Cadmium yellow, and carousel pink. You want to be careful with the yellow and the purple that you don't mix them too much because you'll get brown, and that's probably not what you want. And this movement on the canvas just kind of happened, and now I'm emphasizing it with the Paynes gray paint. And I'm barely touching the brush to the canvas, and I'm letting it leave kind of a broken dotted line. I kind of like where that's going. And we'll go back to the filbert brush, maybe, as soon as I pick it up. Thank you so much, Patricia. I do have another color of turquoise that I think I might want to pull out. Let's see. I mean, you're all rolling your eyes, I know, because I have lots of turquoise. This is Indian turquoise, and it's a little brighter. We might want to put a pop of something fluorescent on here because, you know, I can't really just get away with not adding neon. Wouldn't it make a good fabric print? I think I'm going to have to scan this one because I don't disagree with you. So once you get a basic, you know, once you figure out where your abstract is going, then it's time to, you know, start saving the parts that you like and covering up the parts that you don't. Traditions is their artist acrylic. It is not non-toxic. Not all the colors that I'm aware of, and welcome, Corke. Americana craft paint is non-toxic. I believe all of the colors are non-toxic. There's also a difference in the way the colors are pigmented, and the traditions are a little thicker and a little bit more heavy body than the Americana are more softer and like runnier. But I frequently use them together, and honestly, I have to tell you guys, the only reason we're using the Americana paints today is because I was running around like a crazy person right before the broadcast, and they were easy to get to. There's no other reason. I like them equally. I don't have a preference for either one. I like them both. The craft Americana paints were just easier to get to this morning. When I realized, holy crap, I only have 15 minutes. I need to stop cleaning now. So that's why we're using them. Otherwise, there would be no other reason. What neons do we have that might work? I have this one, which is pink. I have blue. Blue. I don't think I want to put more pink on here, but I could use the blue or orange might be, I think I might want to do orange. Just a little bit. They also have the media fluid acrylics, don't forget, which are similar to golden fluid acrylics, but they're not as transparent, and they don't have nearly as many colors, but they're very nice paints. Doesn't that just give it a pretty pop? I'm going to zoom in for you guys in just a second. You were too slow, Heather. I picked the orange. I do have the neon green. I have all the neons. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. When I started painting as a mixed media artist, I went right away. I chose craft paints to play with because I wasn't really sure what I was doing when I first got started. And I chose the Americana neons because they were easy to get. They're still my favorite. They're inexpensive. They're easy to find. They're fun to play with. I have golden neons. I have big containers of golden neons. Because I had to have them. I still grab for the Americanas though. I like that. Hey, Amphex Creations, hello. I have this color called Sea Aqua that's kind of a green. It reminds me of sea glass. Might be fun to scrape on here. So I'm going to use the scraper thing. Watercolor Wednesday, I'm going to share this fabulous new paintbrush I got in Happy Mail. I can't wait to try it. We're going to try it on Wednesday. So I like to always add, whether it's marks or a color, in at least 3 places. There's not really a lot of logic behind it, except that I think that that's a nice balance to have on there, to have it in 3 places. No, you know, you're not the only one. The only thing is now I'm realizing that that was foolish, and now I'm purging. Oh, cool. Well, as if you've seen Cinnamon Cooney's, some of the videos she's done in the past, not all glow-in-the-dark paints are created equally. I don't know about that. Oh, thank you. You know, I said last week that I thought my painting was probably going to turn out like poop because I wasn't feeling it. And today I was kind of feeling it, but I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. Because honestly, I don't think of myself as being that great with abstract. And I have too many control issues, to be honest with you. And Donna Mulholland, although she's very inspiring, is so much better at it than I am. But I thought, oh, well, let's give it a try anyway. I guess I should just paint when I'm feeling like that, because they tend to turn out interestingly. Probably because I just let go. You know, that's the time where I know, you know what, just let go. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen, and just be okay with it. So I'm just adding random marks and colors to our little center section here. Not treating anything too preciously. But we've got some like movement going on here, and I want to emphasize that. If you get to the point when you're doing this where, you know, you're not sure where to go, then just stop and let it go, and then come back to it later. But like anything else, you'll know when it's done. When you're thinking to yourself, wow, I really love that, it's probably done, so you need to let it go. Ah, Lisa, that's sweet. I don't think you've missed too much. I'm trying to decide if I want to do anything else with that. So this is the yellow. This might be a big mistake, but we're gonna, I have to be careful because I've got purple on there. So I don't want to drag it through the purple too much because I don't want brown. So I'm literally just dabbing it on. I always start off these things saying to you guys that we're going to see if maybe leave some of the original painting, and I never do. I never do. It's so funny. It's all right. I know it's down there somewhere. It does look like a drop that's dripping off of something. It's pretty cool, though. I kind of like it. I don't know where this image came from in the back of my subconscious, but so one of the things one of my teachers told me, actually a couple things now that I turn this around, was just try to not paint an object when you're doing like an abstract. Try to just paint a feeling, which is an interesting concept. Also, though, Flora Bowley will be the first one to tell you, turn your canvas around. Turn it upside down. Turn it in different directions. Stand up, walk away from it. If you've taken a class from her, you see her like telescoping in and out a lot. I think it's just about done, which kind of surprises me, I gotta be honest. I'm just looking for color balance here. And keeping with the idea of movement, because it seems to be where this painting wants to go, is with the movement. This is also the time when, you know, you're doing this, that you can get out that box of mark making tools that you think are only for jelly printing. Get them out, use them on your canvas, paint something abstract. What's the worst that could happen? You create something you can't stand and you have to paint over it. Okay, I actually like that, and I'm going to stop now, which surprises me. I'm going to put the colors in the description below the video. If I can do it before I leave for my meeting, I will. I have look at all this paint on my hands. They're all dirty. And you know, when you have leftover paint, don't waste it. Let's see if I can find my little book here. Should be close. Here we go. So I always have old book blocks laying around. Yeah, I really like the movement in this painting. So one of the two things I do is first I'm going to you know what? We're mixed media artists, and what does that mean? You all should know by now. Mixed media artists, that means we get to break the rules. So it can be whatever you want it to be. Now, if I wasn't doing this live on camera, I would probably let this dry and do a mixed media piece with it by adding some writing or something in Stabilo pencil, with a gel pen maybe. I don't know what the technical, technically I don't know. Maybe not, but I don't see, this is a great piece to like put words along the, you know, flowing bits of the painting. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a baby wipe. Am I going to take the baby wipe? No, I take that back. I'm going to take one of my brushes. I have all this leftover paint here, right? Now I could leave the edges the way they are because they wouldn't be too bad, but I'm going to take some of these leftover colors kind of just at random, and I'm going to use them on the edge of the canvas. Very abstractly, like we've done the front of the canvas. Hopefully not make too much mud as I'm doing it. I'm not necessarily looking to cover up all the black that's on here, but I just want the edges to blend in more with the front of the canvas, and so that wherever home this ends up in, they don't necessarily have to feel like they have to frame it. You know, you can just let it go the way it is. And I see some comments flying. I'll check them in just a second. I almost dropped it. I almost dropped it. Holy cow. Okay, so now that I've got some paint on all the edges and like paint on my hands, first thing I'm going to do is take this old book block from a journal that I made, where I took the pages out. I'm going to stick my fingers on there, and I'm going to take a baby wipe or two. Two want to come out, so we'll take two. And the first thing I'm going to do is make sure I didn't get any of that on the front of the canvas, which I didn't. And then I'm just going to kind of blend it just around just a little bit with the baby wipe. And again, be careful with the yellow. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So now the edges are painted, and this one is good to go. So now we can take the, hold on, I gotta make space. All right, so now we can take the book block, and we can take our leftover paint with the baby wipe and just paint some pages. And these can be used later in your, like in your journals, or you can put them in the on the background of a painting, abstract or any other painting. These, if you collage these down to your canvas before you get started painting, it can give you a really interesting service to get painting on. And also, if you are the kind of person that has a problem with the blank page, the white page, then I do suggest that you have collage on there, or if you had a blank canvas, you could just wipe some of this paint on there, and then it's not white anymore. And just for some reason, it's easier to be more open and creative if you're not starting out with a blank page. Yeah, see, Ian's our, you know, resident research guru, because I have not the patience for research, and he finds out all these things and answers all of our questions. So we, you know, thank you, Ian, because I don't have the patience for it, you guys. I have a book that my therapist told me to read that's regarding my anxiety disorder, and she basically said, read this. If you have any questions, call me. And, you know, I just am having so much trouble getting through the book. And I don't know if it's because I'm in like denial, or it's just like too textbooky and it makes me want to go to sleep. All of the above. I don't know. I need to read it though. It's on my list. Now that I'm done with the secret project, I don't have any more excuses either. So I just keep going like this until all my paint is used up. And it gets kind of muddy at some point, but that's okay. You could totally do this in a blank journal, and then you have like ready-made backgrounds, and it doesn't matter what they look like because you're going to put something over them anyway. So now I've got all these pages, and they're going to stick a little bit, but I'm all right with that. Usually I stick like paint tubes or paint brushes or something in between. Now this book paper is really, really old and it's super fragile anyways. So that's fine. So what I usually do is take like whatever's handy, literally whatever's handy. These are just palette knives, and I'm going to grab them because they're like right here. So, and I just stick one in between every page. And you'll get some that are peely if you don't do this, if you wait like I did, but that's all right. This is just collage paper. This paper and this book block is not good for anything else except collage paper, because this paper is too old and too fragile to do anything else with. So it's good to just, you know, plain experiment with like this, and if it rips, it's not a huge deal. These are different kind of palette knives, and as you can see, they're different shapes. They make different kind of marks. They're pretty fun. You can get them at Dick Blick. There we go. So we'll just let that dry. Yes, you could tear the pages out and you could hang them up. I could do that. I'm just lazy right now. And you could totally do that. But yeah, use up your extra paint. Don't just throw it away. And then we have our jar full of brushes that I need to clean sometime this afternoon because they've been sitting here for like too long. So that's it. Does anybody have any questions? Yeah, the paint makes the paper stronger. I'm just lazy. I may tear these out and hang them up once I turn the camera off. I just don't want to take time right this second to do it. Too many, Heather? Oh, that's not a good question. I have a lot of them. I have to be honest, part of the reason I have so many of them, and I have a lot of just plain ones, I have both metal and plastic, is because I am really hard on them, and I have a habit. I don't buy the plastic ones anymore unless it's for my travel kit, because I'm so hard on them, and I have a habit of really pushing down, like when I'm really trying to get texture on there or something, or do some scraping, and I have broken so many palette knives. So now when I see I haven't done it in a long time, but when I see a sale, then I get some new ones, and I've been just getting the metal ones because they really last a lot longer, and I break them less than these. These are nice and they're affordable, but I break them a lot. So metal. And I have a big collection of ones that are different shapes. So these all make different kind of marks in your paint, and these are fun, especially when you're doing something like abstract work or something where you want a lot of texture. These are fun, and those are some of what you saw me pull out. And they come in a set of like, I think 6 or 8. So I have a whole set of these. Yeah, this picture will be for sale and or prints. It has to be for sale. I've got to tell you, I have too many paintings. If you've seen my video that went up on Facebook recently, I have too many canvases. I can't keep them all. There's just no way. I will be scanning it first, and I will be selling digital copies, but also the original will go up for sale. I will, when it's dry, clear coat it and wax it, And I will also sign the back again. It's already got one signature on there, but I'm going to repaint it in the date. And yeah, it'll be definitely for sale. So look for it. If you want to message me about that privately before it goes up for sale on Etsy, let me know. But I have all of my canvases that you see me paint, or everything is always available for sale. Nothing is nailed down in my house where it can't be sold. So yeah, I break them. Ian, I'm so bad about it. I break them. You should have seen me the first couple times. I broke one in half. One hit me in the face. It was just not good. See, it's a good thing I took my jewelry off because I'm very messy. So I want you guys to give this a try in all seriousness. Give it a try. Just grab some of your favorite colors like I did. Grab a canvas or a piece of paper and just start making marks and playing. Definitely you could make it more of a mixed media piece. Do a layer of paint, let it dry, and then do a layer maybe of pens and markers or rubber stamping, and then do another layer of paint, and keep doing that until you get something that you like. Don't shoot for any particular image. Just do what feels right and have some fun with it. Right? Art can be very dangerous. Somebody wants me to show them how to use my Dremel drill press. Yeah. So we're going to have a whole little safety thing before we do that, because that sucker can be dangerous if you're not careful. All right. Thank you. I love it. I have to say, I was not feeling it when we got started. I did want to try something abstract, but yeah, I love the way it turned out. So yeah, so go check out Donna Mulholland if you want some inspiration. She does teach classes. She is going to be in Lifebook. And yeah, cherry trees. Wednesday we're doing cherry trees. Yeah, Ian, don't forget to remind me. Because I'll forget, I can guarantee you. It's part of the anxiety disorder thing. And or asthma medicine thing. My brain is not what it used to be. Thank you. All right, that's it for today. I'm going to clean up and then go to my meeting. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys too, if you can't afford fancy textured palette knives, DecoArt does sell these texture plates, these little acrylic texture sheets. I believe they're part of their Americana line, but you can go to the DecoArt website in the description below. And these are great, and each one of them is a little different, got a different pattern on it. And they're fabulous, and I just have them on a binder ring, which I'm getting rid of all the binder rings like this, by the way, in my studio. I hate these. These drive me crazy. I'm donating a huge big box of them. Anyway, these are a lot more affordable than the palette knives, and they take up less space. So maybe you want to get these instead, or you could cut the edge of like a gift card and use that. And yeah, safety goggles. I have them. They're in my old toolkit that's out in the garage. Safety goggles. That's it for today. Don't forget to go out, have some fun with your supplies, break some rules, break them hard, because we're mixed media artists. So that means we don't, you should know what the rules are, but that doesn't mean you can't break them. So if you want to do an abstract and stick a little face in there or put a word in there, just do that. Do what makes you happy and have fun while you're doing it. That's the most important thing. Go out and have a great day, everyone. Do something nice for yourself because you deserve it. Maybe think about doing something nice for somebody else while you're out and about. All right. And cherry trees on Wednesday. We'll be back for Watercolor Wednesday, and we are going to work on cherry trees. I don't know that I've ever done a watercolor cherry tree. So again, you know what? We're going to see what happens. It might turn out like poop, but we'll find out. All right. Talk to you later, everybody. Bye.